Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you well. In today's video, I am going to be doing a full face of my 2023 makeup favourites to see if I even still like these products. A few of these I haven't used in forever. A few of these I don't think I've used since 2023. Should I be putting them on my face? Probably not. Am I going to? Absolutely. So this is sort of a shop my stash because all of these products did just come out of my drawers, but these were all favourites at a time and I'm going to see what I think about them now. So if you like this video idea, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love to hear, do you still use any of your makeup products that you loved in 2023? Because like some of these I didn't even have to get on my drawer, like they were still out on my table, I still use them all the time. And then some of them I was like, oh yeah, I did really like that. So there's a wide variety of products here, but starting with primer. Now, this is probably the first primer that I actually enjoyed, like I saw some sort of a difference with, and this is the Revolution CC Swirl primer. Now this is, if I hold it up, this is blue. It's meant to colour correct. I didn't notice any sort of colour correction, but if you have dry skin, I remember this being lovely, but this is one of the products that I haven't used since 2023, so there we go. I was about to say if this pump even works, and it needed a little bit of encouragement there. So it is blue, like a little bit, but I don't notice any sort of colour correction when it is sort of blended onto the skin, as you can see. The redness is still very much there, so don't love it for that. I feel like the blue is a little bit gimmicky, but the hydration, it feels lovely and hydrating. And I had already done all of my like skincare, but that is just a lovely extra step. I am actually filming after this, so the next video after this one that you'll see is a Project 25 Uses update, and I think I'm going to be putting a few of these products in that, you know, like a few of them I have reached my goal on, and I think, do you think in 25 uses that would be empty? Possibly. I might put this in. I'll see how I feel in an hour or two when I film that video, but I might put that one in because I like it. There's not a lot of product left. It's lovely and hydrating. I'm a big fan. Then, the foundation that was my 2023 favourite, the Sleek In Your Tone 24-hour long wear foundation. This stuff, I love it. It's been laid down in my drawer. I don't know how much this has got left in it. You really can't see through it, like even holding it up to the light there, but there can't be very much of this left. I lived in this foundation in 2023, so there really can't be much left, but it's a beautiful foundation, and I know that it works really well over this primer. This is one of the products that like I still use all of the time. I still love. I have actually tried the matching concealer that goes with this foundation, and they are both fantastic. I love the concealer. I have been through multiple of the concealer. The foundation is still going strong. I don't know how, but I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. The concealer that was my favourite in 2023 was and still is, the 17 Second Skin Enhancing Concealer. However, the one that I picked up recently is absolutely not my shade, so I'm going to use a different concealer. I will go off and do that, but just know it was the 17 one, and I still absolutely stand by that. I love that concealer. So I've just blended out my concealer with the same sponge. I just used the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer. This wasn't even a thing in 2023, but it's the one that's been out on my table. It's the one that I have been using recently and loving. and the skin is looking beautiful. So on to, let's do the brows because I can't take myself seriously until I've got some brows on my head. The e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. I have this in deep brown. I do actually want to go into Boots or somewhere and see if they have a colour that's slightly warmer. I feel like this is going to be quite, yeah, it's cool tone, but it is nice and dark. So I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. I do want to, like I said, I want to see if they have a slightly warmer, orangier tone now that I've had my hair done, but let me go ahead and do my brows and I will be right back. Yeah, I do still really like this brow pencil. It's just very, very cool toned. I like how dark it is. I do actually feel like if you had dark grey hair, like either naturally or not naturally, that very dark sort of salt and pepper dark grey hair, I think that you would really, really like that shade because it is so cool toned. My hair is not, so I do want to see about getting a slightly different shade, but I do absolutely still stand by that brow pencil because I do still think that it's fantastic. I'm just going to put on a little bit of the e.l.f. Wow Brow because I'm certain I was using this in 2023 and loving it. This is brunette. So I feel like this is going to warm this colour up ever so slightly. The only thing with that brow pencil is it's a very thick nib. Like the end of the pencil is very, like, it's not a precise brow pencil, so you can't get those little hair-like strokes. But for something incredibly quick, I love it. I love the texture of it. I love the amount of pigment. It's not too pigmented where it's like scary intense, you know, but it is ever so slightly the wrong colour for me currently. I think I actually really liked deep, what was it, deep brown, dark brown? Deep brown. I think I really liked that when I was quite a cool toned blonde back in the day, like a different lifetime, but those brows are on my head now. So I picked cream and powder products for the face. I have used this loads recently. Like, this was one of the products that was just out on my table. This is the MUA Bronzed Cream Bronzer in Butterscotch. I love this. I love this. I would love to be able to find my brush. Anybody? Oh, it's here. There we go. So I use quite a dense brush. This is a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and this colour is beautiful and warm. It's not too pigmented. It's so lovely and creamy and like thin feeling. It's such a beautiful, beautiful cream bronzer. And I do feel like where I am more of a yellowy undertone rather than a pinky or neutral undertone, there's just something about this cream bronzer that just works for my skin tone. I love it. It also smells great. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it smells like, but it smells incredible. Does it say? No, I don't know what it is that it smells like. It's like sweet. Oh, it's delicious. It's really nice, but it's not like a Physicians Formula butter bronzer where it's overwhelming and you don't really need to wear perfume if you've got that bronzer on your face. It's not an overwhelming. I can't deal with a very, very strong scent. But this one is lovely. I'm going to tap a little bit over my eyelids. And it's like, it's just so easy. Like, I don't even need a mirror because I just trust that a few like taps around and it's blended because it's so creamy. It's lovely. Then I think in that video, I think I had picked 8 blushes. Nothing changes. I am the same person with more blushes now. But one of the blushes that I picked was this one, which is the Made by Mitchell Blursh in Peach Sugar. And I haven't used this in ages. I have actually been on a real moment with Bella Blossom, which is more of a like bright pastel-y pinkier tone. Really, really beautiful. So I've been wearing that a lot, and I haven't worn, what did I say? Peach Sugar? Yeah, Peach Sugar. I haven't worn this one in a while, but I thought it's a nice summery shade. It's obviously a nice warm peachy shade, and that's like the vibe that I'm going to go for on the eyes as well, spoiler. But that's what I was thinking to do for the eyes, so I thought that this would work nicely. And again, like, look, I've got a whole shelf of Made by Mitchell blushes. I would say that this one was still up there. I don't have, I was about to say I don't have favourites. The orange, Annoying Orange, she's my girl. The Annoying Orange is my girl, of course, but I don't know. Now that I'm using this, I'm like, oh, but Peach Sugar, like, she is an icon. Like, it's just perfect. And I do, like, I hear online that people struggle to blend these out. I have never struggled. I've never had an issue trying to blend these. And I'm really happy with how that looks as well. So, like I say, I picked like liquid cream products, and then I also picked powder products for blush and bronzer as well. This bronzer, this is another one that I'm thinking I might put in my Project 25 uses, because look at that pan. I want to see how much progress I can get on that in like 25 more uses. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkissed. And again, I'm looking for my brush. I tidied my table, and you know what it's like when you're tidying and you can't find anything. Or is that just me? Am I outing myself now? But this bronzer, again, is just beautiful. It's not like a very punchy, impactful like amount of pigment, but what I mean is that's a positive thing. I still really, really like this, obviously, hence why it's got a massive pan in it. And for a while, they didn't even have these on the website. I was like, they're not viral enough, they're discontinuing them, but they're back. They are there now. And for a matte bronzer, which isn't necessarily my vibe these days, I do tend to go more for a glowy bronzer. This is a really, really great option. Like, it's just a staple option. It's nothing crazy, but it blends out really nicely. It lasts really, really well, and I love the colour. So yes, I do believe I may well be putting this one into some sort of project pan soon, because I think I can get a lot of use on that one, and there's already a nice big pan there in the middle. And then the powder blush. This is another one. I mean, it's blush for me is quite seasonal. I do like to change it up, but it's coming into Luminoso time. So I'm excited to try this again, because I haven't used it since like last summer. So this is the Milani Baked Powder Blush in 05 Luminoso. Let me just wipe that brush off a little bit on my pajama bottoms. If I just hold this up, actually, you can see. Can you see where that like dome is no longer domed? I've used this so much, and I always thought that Luminoso was a shade that I wouldn't necessarily enjoy all that much, but how wrong was I? And it's a glowy blush, so like, how wrong was I? I love it. I might actually just sort of top that bronzer a little bit, because I do like a glowy bronzer. The way that this is ever so slightly shimmery and just adds that lovely glowy life back to your skin. Oh, I love it, I love it. I've gone overboard, but I love it. Let me just, of course I've done too much. Of course I've done too much blush. Do you remember when blush blindness just wasn't a thing in 2023? I feel like that was a 2024 trend, or am I getting my years mixed up? What year is it currently? Who's to say? There we go. That's better. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this with a product that I still love. I went through 2 of these last year. The e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. And I'm very nearly out of this one. Can you see? And I don't have a backup yet. I feel like I'm in need of an e.l.f. order to stock up some of my favourites. But let me go ahead and just do a little spray just to set all of those powders down nicely. Add some juice back into the skin. Then, what do I want to do next? Let's go on to the eyes because, like I said, I'm wanting to do something a little bit sort of peachy on the eyes. And I remembered that this palette was one of my favourites from the year, or rather, like I remembered when I watched that video. The MUA Neon Lights 10 Shade Neon Eyeshadow Collection. I don't believe they do this anymore. I don't think it's on their website anymore. But look at all of these colours. This is a duochrome shade. It has gone a little bit hard pan because it's best used with your finger, and then yeah, it has gone a little bit hard pan, so I might scrape that off, but I might just do something matte, you know. I was meant to find, actually, I'm feeling a little bit all over the place. The Beauty Bay Eye Primer. This was a favourite in 2023. I am so close to being done with this eye primer, and I need to get another one because it's beautiful. So let me just tap this out with a brush, and then I can decide what I want to do with that MUA eyeshadow palette. I would actually love to hear from you. Do you find it really annoying when people use in videos like eyeshadow palettes that you can't get anymore? Like I said, I'm fairly certain you can't actually get this, but do you still find that interesting to like see what looks they come up with, like with a certain colour story? Or like, even if you don't have the palette, do you still find that quite inspiring? Because like, I watch people's videos using palettes that I don't even have just to see what they do and to see what looks they come up with. But also I completely get that if you can't get the palette anymore and you feel so inclined to want to get it, I know that that's annoying. So let me know, would you be annoyed if I started doing more videos with palettes that you can't get anymore? What I'm saying is I want to do more looks with like the Beauty Bay Retro Love palette and you can't get it anymore. So either way is fine, but just let me know. Because I know that like that's a very distinctive palette. Like this, you maybe have these colours. I don't know, let me know. So I'm like rambling and trying to find a brush at the same time. Obviously not going very well. But I wanted something that was more of like a dense sort of pencil brush, and I'm gonna go into like, do I want Guava or do I want Trance? I think I want Guava, you know, and that's a beautiful shade. So picking that up on this brush, which is the Cosmic Brushes CB2. I think I've got a couple of these. And remove the cat hair. I'm just gonna pack this all over the lid. Ooh, that colour goes really nicely with like a load of the flowers on my dress. Then I'm thinking maybe like a blue inner corner. Bit wild card, you know, just going a little bit crazy. But I love that colour. Like these MUA eyeshadows are incredible. Like they're matte eyeshadows. They're just so beautiful. So I'm again trying to find a brush, something a little bit more fluffy, and I'm going to dip ever so lightly into that Trance shade, just the tiniest little bit, and I'm going to blend out this top edge with something a little bit more orangey. So I feel like I've gone a little bit 2016, but also I love those colours. And I feel like when I've got the blue on the inner corner and like a wing and mascara, I feel like it'll bring everything together. I am certain. So I'm going to take a smaller brush that is stained ever so slightly blue, but we're not talking about that. And I'm going to go into the bright blue, which is called Current. And, oh, should I put that over the white? Yes, I think I should. Let me get a different brush because I think I want to put that white down first. So just taking more of a dense, like, pencil brush. I'm dipping into Days, which is that bright matte white. MUA eyeshadow. The matte MUA eyeshadow formula is incredible. Still is. Well, that took a turn. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I am, however, making a terrible mess. Who is surprised by that? So just tap that out a tiny little bit, keeping that really, really nice and bright right on the inner corner. And I'll just use the same brush because that was actually the perfect size. Into Current, that bright, bright blue. And let's tap that over the top of the white. That's a choice. Oh, I love that. That matches my dress perfectly. Oh, I love that. Okay, so I did just keep sort of adding a little bit more blue, a little bit more white. I have also put some white sort of up, like above the crease on the like inner part of the eye, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. So, absolutely still stand by the MUA matte formula. I still think that this is fantastic. I hope that they bring out more in this sort of formula in the summer. This was a summer release. They also had some that came out like in autumn. The matte formula is absolutely fantastic. The shimmers are nothing special, but the mattes are incredible. So for the liner, this is another product. I use this so much in real life, and then when it comes to filming, I just always end up using the same thing. I don't know why I do it, but I really, really love this. I have one of these in backup. I have been through so many of these. I love them. This is the Catrice Brush Ink Tattoo Liner Waterproof. This is the black one. They have since brought out brown, and I love the brown, but that's a more modern addition to the range. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a nice big wing. Just let me... Every time I look, I'm like, oh, just let me blend a tiny little bit more. I love these. I love these. More people need to talk about them. They last forever. I'm such a big fan. Like, just look at that liner. It's so good. It's so, so good. I will say, however, I don't know if it's because this one has been open for a while, but I feel like it was sort of flooding too much product into the tip there, and I did just have to like wipe it off a few times in between swipes, and in some areas it's like there's a little bit too much product, so now it's like bleeding into the fine lines around my eyes. So I do still like it. I just had to keep wiping it off. Not ideal, but I still really, really like the way that it looks. So the mascara that was my favourite in 2025, I still stand by. I don't have one in my collection currently. It was the Beauty Bay High Key mascara. Don't currently have one in my collection. Honestly, I thought I had one in my drawers. I thought I had a backup. Turns out I do not have a backup. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the one that I've been loving recently, which is the MUA Amplify Statement Lash, which honestly gives quite a similar look, like very lengthened, a really great amount of like chunk. If you like a chunky lash, if you like a very dramatic lash, both are great. Obviously I didn't have this one then because I've only tested this one recently, but both very, very long lasting, both very good at like holding a curl. I'm a big fan of both. I just don't have the Beauty Bay one in my collection at the minute, so I'm just gonna layer up a nice healthy amount of this. And then what do you think? What lip product do you think I was using in 2023 and still loving? spoiler alert, still rave about the lip product all the time. There we go. So a nice healthy amount of mascara. Who is surprised? And like I say, you can get this sort of dramatic, very thick, chunky, spidery, verging on clumpy, but in a good way, look with the Beauty Bay one. I just don't have it currently. So for the lips, I still absolutely love both of these products, and when you see the size of this lip liner, you will know that I have not stopped using it. This is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in Truth or Bare. Look how tiny. I still use this all of the time. She needs a sharpen. Sharpener? There we go. Let me sharpen this and then we can continue. I still absolutely 100% stand with these lip liners. Like, take out of consideration that these are £2. Okay, they are still fantastic. Like, I would pay double the price. I would stretch myself to £4, double that. Like, I just think they are so beautiful. They're so creamy, but they, like, once they're on, they sort of, they last really, really well, I find. So creamy, so pigmented, love the colours. And then the lipstick. The MUA Satin Sheen Lip Stylo in Supernude. Yeah, just checking I picked up the right one. This combo, what a classic. What a classic. I still love. I still absolutely love. No notes. There is nothing I would change about this. I just think that it's absolutely beautiful. I just love everything about that lip combo. There's no notes, no words. It's just perfect. I still wear this all of the time. It's still a favourite. And there have been however many lip product releases recently, and I still think that these are the best. I still think that you can't beat this. So I'm very, very happy to have done something a little bit more colourful today. I feel like I've done so many neutral looks recently, and like even in like my everyday I've been wearing a lot of like more neutral eyeshadows and then maybe a bolder lip, and I love how this has turned out. I would love to hear what you think. Are any of these your favourites as well? Do you have the same opinion as me on all of these? I still think that they're incredible. I still love so many of these. I am so glad to be finally getting into Luminoso season, because that blush is beautiful. I love her. I just love her. So I would love to hear what you think of this look. I would love to hear if any of these are your favourites as well. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, but until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.